Oh boy. That was spicy. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another stream. I need to just get rid of this. What's going on, everyone? So welcome back. We're going to kind of jump right into this thing nice, hot and heavy. We are going to lose some music because I'm a noob and I'm running into some technical difficulties because, and why are we going to lose some music? Because I have a very special guest on today. We've been alluding to this for quite some time on the channel. Ever since this KvK kind of got started off or into the next zones when Skitty was also kind enough to be like, I'll come on and talk. So without further ado, we have the king of 1394 on, Mr. Skitty. Hello, Skitty. You are now live. Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Great to be here.
I fucked that up. Okay. I didn't hear what you said. Uh-oh. Hold on. Technical difficulties on my end. Okay, speak.
No worries. Hello.
There we go. Chat, can you hear Skitty all right? Please let me know. I'm a noob. So while chat gets back to me, just want to say what's up to chat. So Samuel Dalalandra, welcome to the stream. ROK Lazy Goose, my man, welcome to the stream. Hunky, welcome to the stream. ROK oh, again, sorry. Ray, welcome to the stream. Diciest Soap, the Uber Johnny, and Lord Sever, Noob Sev, welcome to the stream. What's up, everyone? So yes, we have Mr. Skitty here, the king of 1394. We're going to kind of go in and discuss some of the kind of things that we're going into this KvK. So for those who, I guess I'll do a little bit of a synopsis, but for those who are wondering why this is a thing, there is a lovely Diplo video, behind the scenes Diplo video that you can find on Scotty, who is the king of, is 1824, right?
Yeah, 1824.
1824. He has a YouTube channel. It's public video. You can go watch it. And a lot of this kind of came from like my discomfort a little bit of like how those discussions went about. And as we kind of go through this, also I am going to go and collect my KvK rewards, and we'll kind of touch on that a little bit too. But yeah, a lot of this just kind of stems from that Diplo video and just like kind of the feeling, the bad vibe feelings that I got on it, and just kind of I got you, Ray. I got you. That's a good idea. Kind of just, getting into this KvK. So I guess we can start off with what were your thoughts on this KvK as a whole, Skitty?
As a whole, it was quite a cluster. So to speak. I basically just said, like, we could have made it a lot better. It could have been something great, and it felt like it kind of turned into a flop. Okay.
And when you say that it could have been better, is that in terms of like the allies in the beginning, or?
Yeah, just in most things, how things went. There were many things on the table during Diplo that could have made this KvK a lot more, I wouldn't say one-sided, but a lot more fairer. Of course, there's been many instances of very different views that, people said, like, it's maybe this was fair as well. I think the end KvK results showed that it wasn't really that fair. But I think that was then a result of basically Diplo going sideways.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that was kind of the I think that was kind of like the general feeling of it. Chat, I just turned him up on Discord, so I saw it coming up. The only reason why I've been a little bit careful, because I see it peaking on a red line at times, so I just wanted to be careful. But yeah, it seemed like, everyone kind of was poking in and thinking that they had something in the way of like a better matchup. Although, I mean, I think when we look back on it now, I think we can just chalk it up to whoever got 2748 was probably going to be in the driver's seat. Just based on the kind of the power that they had. But I know that there was a comment made that they wanted to do a zigzag. So fire camp, fire, wind, and Greenwood. That would have been disgustingly imbalanced because wind camp was pretty legit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that if that would have went over very well.
Yeah, I mean, so basically that was the first option that was been presented from our side, with having Greenwood and Wind. But it was mainly made because I think as well with 2268 basically being more on the dying side, is that they really wanted to get that edge on, which they kept saying every time is they don't want to be an underdog again in a KvK. And that's what they tried this one, and it just failed horribly.
Well, I think Richard in chat makes a good point that there was going to be no 100% fair matchup. It is a map design flaw in a way, but and I think it was Richard or someone else who said there should be 2 passes on each side, right? So that way they're kind of
agree.
Because you shouldn't just lose a pass and then that's it. You're done, right? So I think that and obviously we can't control that, but I mean when it came down to it, I mean I think you guys may have gotten locked regardless, but I know that I had expressed that I think the planning was a little bit off. Is there anything that you want to kind of touch on? Is there anything different that you would have done from a planning perspective?
Many things differently. I would have more put a pressure on 1394's strengths instead of 2268 ones. We were very divided. We were trying to go into the zone with 3 coalitions. 1394 itself was split up into those 3 coalitions. And, I know we were trying to provide just the numbers. That was basically our main engine inside of the entire KvK. That's what 2268 was trying to use us for as well. It was just numbers.
Yeah.
But it was very difficult in 3 coalitions. Also, just entire planning was mainly made for more a Whaley type of kingdom, which we just aren't. And then what we really wanted was just to build. It was inside just territory. But because we were so divided, it was very difficult to deal with. And when those first few things went wrong, which was, I think, on both sides to blame, and of course, like our pass opening, that's fully to blame on us. But I do think afterwards we should have adapted to the plan, and that's something that was just not done at all.
Yeah, and I kind of touched on that a bunch in my streams. That composure is huge to maintain that, and like I know because I've been in leadership and I've done building. You do the 4 drops, like a lot of that stuff, like a lot of people take for granted. Like that stuff is not easy to do. Shout out to GP. I see her in the chat. She was saying she was switching like 5 million times on those, that zone, that past 7 opening. So like that stuff isn't easy. And then when you throw in, a monkey wrench of sorts with the pass debacle, it is quite hard to recover from. But I think you're correct in saying that the planning didn't go towards your strengths, and it was just kind of like 2268 in a way, and that's just from being on the outside hearing what you kind of what you're alluding to. The 3 coalition thing is really wonky to me. Like I don't understand why there's a need to let's do 3. I feel like that's just making it overcomplicated for no reason. It's leaving room for more errors to be made. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I said as well, I felt like the better thing was to just go in with 1 coalition, and then once things sort of got established, or at least the passes got taken, then consider the second coalition.
Yes. Yeah.
But it was also mainly just they were trying to build the zone fast and quickly, as fast as possible, and they were just trying to get as many alliances into that zone to make that happen. But I think that just caused eventually more confusion about the path taking and what should have went in or what should not have went in, and it just caused a lot of miscommunication. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and that's absolutely right. I mean, like when things go south, and I can only imagine, I can only imagine what the VC was probably like. But yeah, it's really hard to recover from something like that, especially when there's so many voices too, right? Like I don't know how many people were in like your guys' camp Discord in terms of like the decision makers, but even so, from what it sounded like, you guys didn't have much of a say at all.
No, it was pretty much like one of the 2068 leadership made the plans, and then it got shared, and then it was basically just like, hey, this is the way. Do you have your opinion on it? And there was a few things where I put my opinion on it, but it was either said that oh yes, it's in consideration, but when the plans happened, it wasn't in consideration. But like I think overall, I think miscommunication was still a big thing. I think I should have maybe on some things spoken up way more, being adamant on it, like, hey, I really think this should be different. But I also kind of entrusted them with a kind of experience that they have.
Yeah.
So I also just kind of wanted them just to lead the way. But I did held out and hoped that they would at least to listen to some of my things. And some of the things I did say did happen. And, I do want to kind of be the guy to say like, hey, I told you so. But it was after the fact. So it already happened. So there was nothing you could do about it anymore.
I'll steal a line from Hunky because it might be coming. You can totally be that guy. Like definitely be that guy, because I think also too from like from a player perspective, and just not to put you on the spot, but there's probably some people that are going to be rewatching this, and it helps too. It helps when you know that your king is going to, put his foot down and be like, hey, and I'm at fault for that too. Like when I was in leadership and when I was king of 2581, as my like tenure was kind of coming down and there were some things that I needed to make decisions on, I had gotten counsel from one of my council members, and he's like, look, I think you're a great leader. There's times though where you just need to be more firm, and it has to be like a your way decision kind of thing. Now that's inter kingdom. That's like within my own kingdom, and obviously when you're taking it from a camp perspective, it's much harder because there's so many personalities that are going on. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, definitely. Yeah, definitely be like, I told you so. So I kind of want to backtrack onto the beginning portions of this KvK.
Yeah, the Diplo. So basically the first thing when it was announced on Lit itself, we saw the matchup. My first reaction was like, okay, why are we with 2068? Mostly in terms of like, with the history, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they downsized, but I still think that we as Jennifer were too big to be with such a camp. So that was like a surprise for me. Also, being fire camp was something that I did not expect. I expect us to be somewhere at the bottom. And I think we got in contact with 2068 in like maybe 10 minutes after it was announced. So, we started talking, and I think where things kind of went wrong, maybe a bit for me, was the first thing they asked is like, are you going for recovery or are you deadweight? That was the first question. And I'm like, hey, are you this or that?
What the heck?
And that kind of struck me the wrong way, because I'm like, that's not really how you open it. It's you just go in for a fight.
Yeah, what the heck?
But then again, I'm also like, I understand why people think of us that way, because hey, we have a lot of power, and our KP isn't too big. but it's also like, we don't focus too much on KP. So, I mean, I understand it, but, I think it was a wrong perception. That I think that's also kind of paved the way on how the Diplo situation went.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's that's not how you start a discussion, especially with someone that you're like stuck with. Like you can't be like, hey, I don't want you as my campmate. Like, no, you're stuck with them for the next month and a half or so.
Yeah.
That's just kind of insane.
Yeah, I mean, so basically, I think like the first 15 to 20 minutes of or like camp talk, I had to basically explain how 1394 works, what we are, and, just at least give them the feeling like, hey, we are going to fight, we are going to show up. Don't expect any whaley stuff from us, I think that's what's kind of happened this KvK as well. It's like, hey, we just cannot show too much. We cannot show any game difference, I think. But I think compared to some people or kingdoms do have like similar stats to us, we at least show up, we at least get our deads, we at least get on the field, we reinforce whatever it's needed. And I just kept reassuring them that like, hey, we are gonna do that. And I hoped and still do that they are at least appreciated of us at least doing that. I hope they don't think we are dead weight. Maybe our KvK stats don't really say that, but I mean, I told many people we're probably not going to have a lot of kills, but we are going to be high on deaths.
Well, I think a part and to help anyone who's rewatching the stream or anyone that's in chat, like 1394, even as we were kind of building up this KvK, like when the, when all the
beginning streams,
the beginning streams, when all the kingdoms dropped, we didn't know what the matchups were and all that. And I remember Skitty, you came on and you were kind of giving me some info that like you had just brought in a bunch of free to play players from like newer kingdoms. Like you had probably roughly around 2 to 3 alliances worth of players, and that's where your power is really coming from.
Yeah. I mean, like our second alliance, ETW, they're sitting at like currently 60 billion KP. That's been, when they came into our kingdom, they were around 20 to 25 billion. So in about 2 KvKs, they shot up at least 40 billion.
Okay.
But they are native accounts of 3035. When 3035 downside from a 5 alliance kingdom to 2 alliance kingdom, we basically took over an entire alliance from them of their natives accounts.
Which is awesome. Like, I mean, that's going to pave the way for you down the road. That's kind of like an investment. It's literally like an investment. Like you're putting this like little bit of money into this thing, which you're not putting money into them because they're people, but those accounts are going to grow over time. And then next thing you know, you're going to have some legit accounts over there. And also there's the potential, you don't know who's going to whale up. Like someone could just whale up all of a sudden. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, we have a few people who, I mean, surprisingly, we had about 13 people max tag this KvK.
Wow.
And for us, last KvK, that was only 2. So there's already 11 more.
So already seeing those improvements, yeah. And this is where too, we're like, the whole beginning diplomacy thing just was so outrageous to me because everyone kept pointing at 2975 and everyone kept pointing at 2748. They're the strongest. They have so many whales. They have so many max tech players. Well, and first of all, I think we saw that. And the last stream or 2 streams ago that I did, like y'all saw the numbers that like 2975 had, but also of what 3105 was giving us. Like just so chat and stream know.
Have you seen KvK stats? You can see it right there. They're all on the bottom everywhere.
What? Where?
On the NK, the season accolades, they're up now.
Oh! Let's check them out.
They're only not at the bottom for deaths. For the rest, they're all on the bottom.
Season accolades. Where is that? Path of Greatness. No.
On the above the migration thingy, the two swords.
Oh. Alliance wise, there we go. So dead leaderboards. Okay, we had one in 2748, but even still, to my point is 3105. To be frank, we know Tony, so let's not oversell. Yes, but I'm meeting with my campmate. So our campmates in 3105, not a single one of them got an Autarch. Only 2 players from 3105 got 30 million kills, for that matter. So it's, yes, the alliance and the kingdom itself is pretty good, and we also had the most fighting, so we had the zone 5. I don't know how 2748 did that in just one zone. That's insane. Also 1825, everyone else, Jesus Christ, everyone else for that matter. Looking at the list by kingdom is better than by alliance. Okay, we'll go by kingdom. Because this will get all the farms and stuff in there as well. I got you. So 2975 on top, 1824, 1770, and then 1394 with hella deads. There you go, Skitty. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man.
And we still aren't fucking out of imp. Still aren't out it.
Sorry. Needed those longer pass holds. you guys shouldn't have went to sleep that one day. That was fun though. When we were cleaning up those zones, like it was just like our guys would go to sleep, and then you guys were like, all right, let's burn all their shit. Like we would literally, I forgot where it happened. We'll go back to the stats in a sec, but I remember waking up, and I was trying my best to help with this until I just got fed up. I think it was when we were up in San Pedro, and we made this line all the way across, and our main Viet players went to sleep, and they just cut this entire like half of the zone, and I was like,
yes.
That's
what I did.
I was like, fuck this. I'm like, they could do it. It was like, they're not gonna like back flag or like try and protect the connection or anything, but like you guys would just come in and just free burn for like 8 hours, 9 hours. But it kept things interesting, and it wasn't just like, oh, Kingsland's over and let's just kind of like, I mean,
yeah, we were trying real hard to hold that Heron at the end.
Yeah, it needed one or two long nights of not going to sleep on these passes.
I mean, we needed more forts, but
that too, yeah.
We were too drained to take more, and 2268 just didn't want to do more. So.
Let's go back to the stats. Stop taking all the space, right? you guys will get your moment. Chill out. Okay, so all right, so I have one question though. I have one question on the beginning diplomacy. What's going through your head? And I guess now I understand a little bit, because like they just like personally just kind of straight up came to you and were like, are you recovering or are you dead weight? But like, what's your thought process when you're in the Diplo chat with all the other kingdoms, all the other camps, and you just get flat out called dead weight? Like, what's...
So, when I first saw that, we haven't really discussed the Diplo situation yet, even in 2068. They were saying in the beginning, though, that they would like to ally Wind, mostly for 1770, because, they knew them from last KvK, they know how hard they will fight, and they basically said they would love to have allied with them. So their main focus was on trying to ally them. I know some people said like, hey, I think Fire and Wind were pre-allied. I wouldn't really say that was the case, but it was the case that they were trying everything they can to ally each other.
Okay.
But mostly, like, when those talks happen, I was like, I might just go over it. I try to keep the conversation alive. That's the biggest thing I tried the entire Diplo talk, just keep people talking, trying to get somewhere. And then eventually, I basically got like because we were on a voice, they said like, hey, just leave it be, let us handle it. I'm like, yeah, but like this, we're not getting anywhere, because they were just set on one type of KvK. They were set on Wind and Greenwood. And I'm like, they clearly don't want it. Keep your options open, because at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, you're going to have shit on your hands, It is not going to work out well.
Yeah.
And they were said like, oh yeah, no, but just say, let us talk. We say you're dead weight, and we're gonna get the better allies. And from that point, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna leave it be because I'm not gonna get in between anywhere now.
It would have been, if you're fighting a losing battle, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could kind of get a gauge. How do I say how do I say this? I think we've done a pretty good job right now of like, so me and Skitty talked before this chat, and he's like, I don't want to use names. I was like, look, dude, whatever you want to do. So we're now kind of in this professional realm, and I'm trying to think of the best way to say this, but you can tell from reading the Diplo chats, right? It obviously you can't get tonality from messages, but you can read from the chats the kind of, I don't want to say the kind of people, but I do mean the kind of people. 'Cause it's just like, it's just kind of, it's like the whole thing. I'm just like, what is going on here? It's like, it's almost like toddlers not getting their way. And it's like, and then even more so to your point, it's like, all right, just shut up. You're dead weight, and we're gonna take care of it. We're just gonna call you dead weight because we want to get our way with this matchup. But yeah, it's just insane to me. So I guess that makes sense a little bit more now. But that was the trigger point for me when I saw that video, when I saw the Diplo chat, the entire thing, or not the entire, but most of that process. Once I started seeing that thrown around, I was just like, what is going on here? I'm like, that is just the like the most unreal thing I've ever seen before. Like, I've been in like a fair amount of Diplo discussions, and I've never seen someone call their own campmate dead weight. And I was just like, this is insane. I can't believe what I'm reading right now.
Yeah, and it's also mostly because I mean, I'm quite an honest guy. So when a couple of the discussions were coming, you know, they were coming out with the stats, I was really on the tip of my tongue to keep saying like, hey, by the way, we have 2 alliances, you know, and they were like, no, just keep it at 1, you know, they don't have to know. And I'm like, you know, but I wanna. But then again,
busted.
But I mean, you know, on one part, I also understand where 2068 was coming from.
Yes.
Because, you know, they were on a big losing streak, you know, still are. You know, they trying to go into a KvK, which, you know, from basically their starting point isn't instantly a loss. So I do understand it that they want to at least have a bit of the favor, but also us knowing like, hey, there's probably going to be like a 70 to 80% chance we're going to be locked out of Kingsland. We want to make that bottom side at least a little bit in our favor. Did I think Greenwood was the best option to make it fairer on the bottom side? No. I do think if we took Greenwood, it would have been an absolute ruffle stomp at the bottom, where the Kingston would just be 1v2 against Earth. Because I don't think, even though this KvK saw that, I think Daybreak held out quite nicely against Greenwood, I also think Greenwood didn't try that hard. I think if Wind was allied with Greenwood, they would have absolutely blocked water instantly and then just cleaned up Daybreak. So for me, I still thought that taking water with Wind was going to be the best option, but a particular person in the 2068's leadership does not like 1824. And it was basically so adamant that no matter what would have happened, they would never ally.
Yes.
And I mean, I didn't like that because I think it really took away on trying to get a nice and fair KvK, and it just pretty much brought up personal issues and matters that I think kind of ruined the KvK at the end. You know, at the end, it should just be a good KvK and not any personal issues.
Yeah, I agree. And the fact that it's, you know, 1 or 2 people, you know, within, and not even in a camp, it's just in a kingdom. And then you have to think about the other alliance or the other kingdom that's in a camp too. It's like, you know, personal vendettas shouldn't affect, you know, what, there's probably 1,000 people in our KvK close to around there. So it's like a few personal vendettas shouldn't affect the KvK like that, in my opinion. And guys, by the way, for ads, I have adjusted the settings, and I will show you after this, but they are set to appear every 24 minutes. So check your YouTubes or get YouTube premiums. I don't know what else I can do. I'm sorry. I'm really trying. Just want to shout out real quick. My buddy Maury, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. 2975 got robbed of Zig. Hunky saying when they don't get their way, they have a tantrum in every Discord, in-game group chat, Facebook, and YouTube videos. Oh man. Anything else? Bad Ton, what's up, man? Welcome. Long time no see. Let's see. Win in Greenwood would have trapped 1770 2268 wanted. All of Windows loved it. Okay. So I guess that's the beginning portion, and we kind of touched and started on on the middle bit too. Now, after Kingsland was kind of settled, which was rather quickly, you had actually mentioned to me that you guys were kicked from your main coalition.
Yeah. So basically during mostly like the end fighting, we were just backflagging, being annoying.
Mm-hmm.
During that time, 2268 basically got all their alliance into the main coalition. And because ETF was basically too far out of the fight to really be a help, we just down to just a single fort.
Mm-hmm.
I think during that time, they kicked us out just to make space for another one. And, we tried to apply back eventually when the fighting settled down. We got new flags up, everything. But it took like 2 to 3 days before getting back accepted.
2 to 3 days?
Yeah, and it also during the period where basically all of our players who were inside 2268 alliances also got kicked. So, and they weren't accepting us into their alliances. So we were like, are they gonna like try a civil war or anything? We were just kind of worried, because they didn't really speak to anything about it. So we're kind of thinking the worst, but it's not something that you want to just act on first. We're also having like no communication into the basically our Diplo chat that we had with them in the leadership chat. And eventually we kind of just figured out that one of the leadership of 2068 basically hopped out of the KvK, where they're announcing retirement, and got kicked from all the chats, and everything else was just like, but I'll leave it be, and just left things to settle. Eventually it got resolved, just like, they kept it on saying it was just miscommunication. But, we were kind of worried because there was already like some bad blood during the, I would say, entire KvK, because there has been things that I have disagreed on that, didn't really met well on the other party, So I kind of thought like, hey, might be, the final straw that, hey, we lost the zone. They're just going to be like, hey, fuck it. Luckily, it did not happen, but that was something we were worried about.
Hunky with the comment of the year right there. Oh gosh. It's quite it's just odd to me that everything comes to this miscommunication, but I guess in a way that is but yeah, I mean, I know when Skitty messaged me too, he's like, yeah, I'm kind of worried because you also said too that you kind of got all of this honor. Well, you got a large portion of the honor for that coalition, right? Too.
Yeah, I mean, we have loads of players, so getting that honor is for us, I mean, say quite easy. But like if you go down as well, there's more coalitions of fire that are quite high up, that are basically have been occupied by our alliances.
Interesting. Yeah, when you told me that, I was like, no way. I was like, what is it? So it was pretty much just, again, another case of one or two players. We won't say names, but it was just one or two players of just kind of like, I'm done with this, and then kind of just, so they pretty much just left even their kingdom kind of hanging too, in a way, right?
Yeah, it also really didn't help that a bunch of their leadership throughout the KvK migrated away to their target kingdom. So that also didn't help. But I mean, they mentioned it themselves, which I also agree with them, is that they should have never announced the 3092 project right before the KvK. Because it showed for them as well that a bunch of people who were still playing in 2068, who were not going to the new kingdom, decided to just not bother this KvK. And I think at the end it kind of showed on their number side as well.
Yeah, well, that's it's kind of it's kind of like learning from Chiz a little bit there. I mean, like they did their whole announcement in the middle of that big 254 KvK, and that was just like, yeah, exactly, Ray. It was just like, it shouldn't be done. Like, let everything, like, just finish out a KvK cleanly, you know. It's just like, you shouldn't, and that's why I made like my quote unquote like clickbait thumbnail on the very beginning of that like KvK Diplo, because there was talks of 2268 just not participating in the KvK, and when you know that there's a big migration potentially going to happen, or not potentially, that is going to happen, and a lot of their leadership is going to migrate out, it kind of leaves that question of like, what, well then why even do that? Why take that approach? But if they went 50 players going to 2025, no names is boring, but I'm gonna respect Skitty on this. It was his request, Syriax. But all I have to say is just go to the Diplo video. Like you'll know you'll know kind of the culprits based on the tonality of those texts, even though it's really hard to do. But it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. Anything else that you would like to add, my friend? I think I'm slowly running out of questions here.
I mean, not much. I mean, I'm gonna say just like I learned a lot this KvK, good ways and bad ways. Must I say that the leadership of 2068 is bad? No, I'm not gonna go say, hey, they did a bad thing or whatever. They made bad decisions, for sure they did. But I also think like they were kind of in a thinking position of themselves that they were still back in that Imperium days. You know, they had a bunch of players, and I think a lot of their plans they made around that idea that they were still the old 2268. And I think they're maybe it's harsh to say, but I think their ego really shot up high this KvK that should not have been there, because it really just made plans that were never going to be executed well enough.
Yeah, and I think to your point too, I guess we can kind of throw this in as we'll kind of wind down a little bit on the the kind of KvK drama discussion. So before we hopped on stream, you had said something about stats, right? I think you said you had how many players like participate, because there was a discussion about who was like how many participants each kingdom had, and I think you said 2268 only had like 40 people participating.
So one of the 2068 leadership basically threw around partially of their numbers who basically participate in the fights well enough to really gain a bunch of stats, and it was around 40 to 50.
To this point, they were alluding to you and how you did nothing, right?
Yeah, I mean, basically during, I would say like 1 to 2 days after the Pass 7 opening, when we were trying to like settle down our positioning, they were like saying, you know, 294 never shows up, you have no people, 0 people, your actual dead weights, you know, and that's basically the thing we heard pretty much the next 4 to 6 days.
Yeah.
And then during the trying to hold the past 9 into our heron, we also kept hearing it. And basically during that time, and one of them did their stats. And, when they came back to me to that, I'm like, I'll show mine. I'll tell you how many I have.
Yeah.
And from there, I did sort of get an apology that, we had a lot more show up. So I do appreciate it, but I do think that it kind of precedented a bad show because it was all set over VC with everyone in it. It was during the war talks.
Oh my! So during these war talks, there's literally shots being thrown at you saying 1394 is not showing up.
Yeah, I mean we were like in VC with probably like 80 to 100 people, and then you keep hearing like, oh, you guys don't show up. And like, I know most of my players don't show up in VC, but they are in game.
Whoa. So here's another thing too, which is just crazy. So like, this is like a life thing for people, right? If you're in a management position, which a lot of Rise of Kingdoms leadership is like a business in a way, right? So and I had this discussion with my council members, a few of them who were hot-headed, I would like to say. Had to tell them like, look, you do not do that in Alliance chat, you do not do that in R4 chat, you don't do that in council chat, you don't do that at all. You always praise in public and you scold or you discipline in private. Like you never you never do that stuff out, and to do that in a VC when it's like you said 80 to 90 people deep is insane. And then I was gonna to bring this up, but Lord Sever said, what about 1394 and the Altardale? Didn't they dominate because of the numbers? And I had said this too. I'm like, people forget, even though we won this zone handily because of the whole pass debacle, you guys won every altar fight, I believe, right?
Yeah. I think most of the fights we won quite dominantly as well.
Yeah, and that's attributed to the numbers. So the fact that you won 2 altars, then go into a past 7 or zone 7, and then even all the way from here to Kingsland, and then all the way to here for these unlocking where we're pushing through trying to get the rewards, that they're still saying that you guys aren't showing up is insane.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, I'm just going to throw it out there for some people who would like to know. For actual big main accounts, which are accounts above 45 mil power who are able to fight, we had about 387 main accounts join the fight. So those are people who actually, did their requirements, done the debts, and showed up or tried to show up at field.
380? 387 hitting requirements. That, and again, the requirements they're 45 million power players. I wouldn't imagine are that large, but still, it's the principle, the fact that these guys are showing up and they're kind of trying to do, what they're being instructed to do. And I think going back to the whole premise of like the planning, on that notion too, where 2268 only had 40 people show up, and they're the ones like kind of calling all the shots and saying, hey, this is how we're going to play, and this is our plan, and this and that. And I said it before, I was like, I just think that the whole planning was mismanaged because you guys didn't take advantage of the numbers that you had severe advantage on. Like the fact that y'all had 380 people, even if 2268 only had the 40 or whatever, and let's round it up and say 50 or 60, but that's 420 players to our maybe 100, maybe 120 on a good day. So like, yes, there's something to say about power and ability to swarm in open field, but shut up, Hunky. But there's something to say when you have 380 active players who probably also have some farms too, that if you set it up properly, you could just sit by a fort and just pump the shit out of troops on those things. So I truly do believe in, and to your point where you had also said too, that the planning just didn't go to play to your guys' strengths. And it was just, I think that right there is just where everything kind of, slowly goes downhill.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do wish that was a different outcome. I think if at least got the pass done, if we flagged correctly, maybe blocking your guys' path towards our forts, I think, we had like an actual established territory going on. I do think it would have been way more interesting, this top fight.
I agree. And I made that comment. And I think even Syriax had said it too, that he was curious on what the fights would have been if the past situation didn't happen. And I think a lot of people would have really liked to see that fight. But it's something that we'll just unfortunately, we'll never know. We will never know. I think that's all I got, my friend. Anything you wanna close out with? I'll give you a little. Any last comments on the KvK? Any comments on the Diplo? Anything?
No, not really. I mean, the only thing I say, like a lot of people say, of course, about the pre-allying of 2975 and 2748. Do I think it was there? Yes.
It was totally there. I'll tell you, from being in 2975, it was totally there.
Yeah. The only thing, like, I'm fine with it. I know there's kingdoms who are trying to sign up for the same KvKs. Hope to God they're going to be in the same one. That's fine, I just liked for them to be front with it, be like, hey, we actually are pre-allied. We like to keep this ally. Please try to consider a good enough ally option to at least make it fair while us being allied. If that happens, I think it would have gone way better. But again, personal issues really oversaw that. And even I also suggested to some people, like, if you guys are really so adamant on pre-allying, I think we should just 2v4. At least get it out of the way.
Yeah.
But, that was also disputed because, we didn't want to ally with water, apparently.
Yeah. Then that whole, yes, it was just a big hodgepodge of, you guys just kept going in circles. Like you would go through a circle and then just be like, okay, that's not going to work. But then something else would come up and then you go in through a circle, but then you would circle back to the original point and then circle around that again for like another 10-15 minutes. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like they're not.
You can see from the chat that they were just circling around. I'm just a jolly guy in that chat. I'm just trying to keep it alive. I'm trying to keep people engaged.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to at least make something happen. And eventually, when personal insults started to happen, I'm like, yeah, this is not going anywhere. I think this is already lost.
Yeah, that's definitely when it devolves, for sure.
Yeah. The only thing a lot of people say is like, hey, 2068 says that 1824 started, and 824 says 2068 started. I don't care who started. You both did it. Yeah. It simply said you both did it. It wasn't nice. Again, it's just a game.
Yeah.
Who cares? We're just trying to have fun. We're trying to have a good KvK going. It's just things you should never bring along.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Hunky says 1394 started it.
Maybe. Yeah, I that way him. Yeah. That's what started, right? Because again, when it got said, the same thing what 2748 did is, they kept saying 2975 was super drained. Those things all started back and forth. Everyone's just trying to downsize their own kingdom.
Yeah, that is true. I think that was definitely a common theme where everyone was trying to downplay. And I do want to say too, though, that, and I mentioned this before, and you guys got to think outside the box, because I'm not going to say exactly what or how, but we were drained, but it's just not in the way that you would think. So you gotta, I'll leave it to your guys' imagination, and Skitty, I'll allude it to you, but but chat, I'll let you guys use your imagination. But we definitely were drained in a way, but it's just not the common way that you would think. But It's not lies. I'm in the kingdom. What do you mean? I don't know if that was what you're commenting to, but all right. I think that's probably it on this portion, Skitty, right? Anything else? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
I mean, all I'm gonna say, yeah, if 2268 is watching this, no bad blood. Yeah, things happen. It's a KvK. You know, we just go ahead and go for the next one. Just mind your heads next time. You know, trying to just play on the KvK, not your personal matters. Overall, you guys taught me good things, but also bad things. And overall, it was very nice being in this KvK with a bunch of high kingdoms that we can learn from as well. Definitely the biggest thing we learned is that we're gonna need more alliances with forts. That is the main thing.
Definitely get those farms working extra overtime.
Yes.
Gotta get the forts ready for sure.
Definitely.
All right, Skitty. Well, this is where I will leave you. Guys, be sure to check out 1394 if they do end up dropping Imperium. If you guys are looking for if you're free to play out there, or even if you're not free to play, but it seems that free to play is kind of what they specialize in. They're kind of building something a little bit similar to like a 1093 in a way. So they're like a baby 1093 with like 2 to 3 alliances. So they're kind of building something a little bit different, a little bit untraditional than what we see in the Rise of Kingdoms realm. But Skitty, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for sharing the tea. I really appreciate you.
It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. Now get some sleep because he's in Europe, so he needs to go to sleep soon.
It's 3 a.m.
Yeah. Get some rest, my friend. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Talk to you later, man.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, everyone. That was very loud at my ear. Oh my gosh. That was Skitty from 1394. Thank you again. Chat, I can kind of catch up a little bit now. This is still loud in my ears. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed getting a little bit of the tea. I do appreciate kind of not going out and pointing the fingers and stuff. I know that you guys were probably like, no, just share the names, but on his wishes, it is what it is. But y'all know if this was like hunky, on the other side and we were just letting names rip, we would have let the names rip. Or Maury too. Maury would have but yeah, I honestly look, even kind of opened some things for me and just kind of realizing a little bit, but I don't think it validates still the way that some of that stuff was handled. But yeah, I really appreciated the time. I did reach out to Scotty earlier too, hoping to get him on, but I think he got caught up with work. So, but Skitty, amazing job. Thank you again. What membership tier do I need for Navy Syriac? Oh man. Let's see. Can never have enough shells with credits, especially with 380 mains. Dude, the amount of forts that they can drop with 380 main accounts is scary. Spreading information, or is it information? He's doing it again. Premium dirty pass. Scotty will be online soon. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do this desert tracks. This wasn't meant to be overly long, as most of my streams are. We'll probably stick to around an hour and a half to 2 hours. Coming after dinner, maybe you could text him if he's around. He said he would message me. I don't chase. I offer it up, and oh, actually no, wait, there we go. Oh, he is there. Okay, so maybe we'll jump on real quick with Scotty. I am curious, just to get a little bit of a glimpse of what the end discussions were on whatchamacallit. Hold on, I'm trying to add him now. There we go. On because for 29.75 not getting Zig, obviously. All right, so let's go ahead and collect our rewards since these have been chilling here for like an hour. I think this is probably the longest that my rewards have ever been sitting and chilling. So controlling Huron, we got a coin for that. Controlling 3 circles, get a coin for that. 4 sanctuaries, get another coin for that. See, this is also part of the reason why it's like I don't really care anymore. I'm not in leadership, so I don't really care who gets a Zig. That's why I know that I have to grind my ass off so I can kind of, especially if you're having that feeling that you're going to be in a winning position, so I can get an Autarch. So I got my Autarch and I got 3 coins. I'm good. I'm good. 29.75 didn't get the start. Big whoop. People care about Zig if you haven't gotten one in a while. Why? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just for me because I've been in leadership, or I was in leadership for as long as I was, or however you want to position it. But I just don't care anymore. I really don't. Good rewards. We got Zig, 120 Autarchs and 7. Yeah, but I mean, if you're one of the lucky few who will also get an Autarch, and again, that's not guaranteed. Obviously, getting Zig will kind of ensure you a little bit more that you'll kind of get an Autarch and be able to get one of these. Very nice, very nice limited Autarchs, which we'll go in and grab our second hunter. I foolishly got Cocoon because I thought that the hollow square was going to be relevant, but now I'm doing Testudo, so GG's to me. So pick up one of those. Zig means nothing later in the game. Look at 1780. Tommy, thank you for being a member for 18 months. Because only a handful get Autarchs. True, that's fair. That's fair. Jazzy, welcome to the stream. Autarch matters most, and then coins. Yeah. I mean, yes, that's fair. Just grind your asses off. Fuck it. 6 coins. Let's go. Get the gathering one. Hope Water Camp shared Autarchs on my KvK. My kingdom did so much work this KvK, and we are already not getting the start. Oof. Tommy, thank you for gifting a membership. My friend Richard, welcome to the Dirty Gang. I think also what I'm going to do here with my coins, occasional Zig important for morale too. I guess that's fair. That's fair. For my account specifically, chat, I need your help. I know Sacred Dominion is probably the way to go, especially considering I only have one of these crafted. So not only do I need to level up this, but I also need to craft more. So I think I go with the Sacred Dominion, right? And I'd probably do this last-ish. Maybe? Cav attack, unit capacity, damage to troops on the map. By Plume? Where's Plume? Keep flexing like that, please. Thank you for being a member for 18 months, Hunky. Tommy, thank you for another gifted. Oh my lordy. Plume is siege. Ow. Let me do this real quick too. So I did mean to do this before stream, but I got home from Muay Thai, made dinner, hopped on with Skitty, and I've had 0 time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get what I need to get for me desert tracks. Yes. Where's Ray? Ray wanted golds, right? Goldies. Leg mats in the shop? There's no leg mats. Gosu on the wife account. Welcome to the Dirty Gang. What pants? Oh. Materials. No, these I'll leave. That's fine. Anniversary shop, I will pick them up. Most likely. So what I just went and did was this. Because I think that's all the rewards, right? Boom. There you go. This thing is going to annoy the crap out of me. No! Go away. Here we go. Oh wait, now I gotta go back because Syriax. What was 62 mil? Is that the highest? Brother. I want to get 100. It's killing me not to have 100 on here, to be honest with you. I think last KvK was 58. So I'm gonna most likely take a different approach. Yeah, this was my highest. This KvK. So most likely what I'm gonna do, because I was actually helping a friend and I was playing another account that was pretty wailed out and just all T5. I forgot how hard and just tanky heavy a straight full fat T5 march is. So most likely what I'm gonna do, I don't know if it'll be for next KvK or what, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna convert all of my T4s into T5s, or at least enough on the infantry archer end, and then just all my cav, and then train up a couple extra T5s on there. Not the GT account, no. Yeah, I know. That's why I took the approach, Syriax. But because I split my troops so much, maybe I'll just train the straight T5 then for cav. Because like here, I can afford to upgrading them, but with cav, I wouldn't be able to. So cav, I might have to just train straight. But I think next KvK, I'm shooting for running like all the way up until Kingsland, pretty much just all like straight T5. Because man, the power, the power you have. Go T1, all T1s. What's up, Sib? Good to see you, man. If y'all do power brackets for expectations, yes, we do, but I don't think I'll have a problem. I mean, even here too, like I was aiming for 2 million dead, and I just got carried away as soon as Kingsland was over, and we kept fighting, you know, for all the rewards and stuff. Keep a mil T5 cav, 500k each archer and infantry. T5, mil T5. Yeah, I guess that's doable. And then the fourth cav march would be all T4, but that's what I'm doing right now anyway. Oh, breakdown units. The 139. Yeah, the T1s that I ran into. I think that was a Peacemaker city that I ran those into. For you, Hunky. Hunky put the marker. When Hunky markers, I do. Lee, welcome to the stream. And just upgrade them with Bastion Quest. Ooh. I do train T4 all the time, except when I'm in KvK, because then I'll just train T5. That's from Swarming, Maury. 300k T1 into the, oh my god. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's all from a lot of these, honestly, besides my archers, because obviously the archer rallies are so prevalent, but even infantry I was having a hard time killing off. A lot of the infantry I killed off were because of the curio. Like I switched to curio towards the end of KvK because I needed to kill more archers. Scare will always send full T1 marches at them. Tricks of the trade. Wally, welcome to the stream. We did win. Yes, we won KvK. Did not get the star, but it's okay. I got my 3 coins. Haji, welcome to the stream. Thank you. Garrisons, a lot of the time. Well, here's the thing. In Zone 5, we had a lot of opportunity to garrison. In Zone 6, there wasn't much opportunity to garrison. There was, but I want to say that there was. Oh, we run a lot of leadership garrisons here. Peaky, welcome to the stream. We're in a lot of leadership garrisons here. There obviously was our fair amount of Gorgos, but even still, I don't know. Zone 6 is weird. We didn't need it too much, and then Kingsland was over so fast. So it was very interesting situation on the pacing on how I needed to kill my troops. Like a lot of my dead troops honestly came after Kingsland, I want to say, when we were kind of back here fighting Fire Camp, and just trying to kill my troops wherever I could, pretty much, Don, I have not played Wukong, but it looks great. And there was a lot of cap garrisons actually too. Yeah, Hunky, you're right. For Deads with 2 without 2934 played, unfortunately. How so? Gotta do what I gotta do. Main a troop type with a mixed complement with stat swaps. Trades really well all the time. Third cab march or first siege march? Third cab march. Fuck siege. I did see some clips from it. Don, it does look really good. Okay, let's go ahead and do desert tracks. I think. Oh, Scotty, goes to me getting time. Okay, so Kosu sends me. Oh, duh. Gajamada. They didn't fill rallies or garrisons well at all. Barely burned any air flags during downtime. Couldn't get. I got you. Mori just wants to flex his gear. Send it. My second playthrough. Currently finishing Voyager log to level 25. Damn, Don, get it. Get it. All right, let's do this real quick. Just see here. Let's go ahead and do desert tracks because I think Scotty might come on and I don't want to kind of mix the two. Oh, duh, I didn't get my bundles yet. There we go. Where is it? Okay. Master of Dunes. Thank you, chat. That was your guys' bundle. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Tox. That was the YouTube payment right there. Appreciate y'all. Shut up, Hunky. I got more kills than you without a Max Herman. Okay. All right. Let's take it easy. That was a cool whale move. What's up, Grono? Welcome, welcome. What do you, I mean, look, I get money from YouTube. I put back into my account. It just makes sense. You shit, you got no kids to look after. Yeah, I don't know how you do it, brother. I really don't. I question at times how Hunky does what he does. All right, let's do this. I usually get wrecked, but let's go ahead and do the damn thing. I am also going to kind of start setting this up here. Maury, why can't you just send it to me in game, bro? Maury wants the flex, but makes me work for it. Oh god. Just close that, close that. There we go. Window capture. There we go. There we go. Gotta make me work for it. I can't just send it again. We got the cool feature of sending stuff in game now, and I gotta. No, I got you more. I got. Good, you're good. Yeah, I just thought you like to use the easier feature, you know. 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 2. Gosus is better. Don't need march speed in garrison. True, 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 true. Cool. Okay. This invite. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get Scotty in here. All right, let's do this. This kid, now he's got to stay awake. All right, I gotta wait for him to pop up. All right, let's do this. Let's do this before. Should be quick. I really, really want to get to around 200, so let's. Do 4 and then 5? Huh? Oh god, what am I doing? What? Huh? Hold it down. How the fuck do I hold it down? Oh, there we go. Oh, do 4 and then do 4, 5, then 4. Jesus. I don't know, bro. All right, let's get my Herman. Where is he? Ah, there he is. Ah, fuck. Dude, that timing is insane. The 13 space is pretty good. Couldn't you find me? I cannot see. Ah, 5. Okay, okay. Oh, legendary. So, and then 4. 4. Okay, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. What is that? Will guide you through the desert. 5, right? Ah, 5. That one didn't seem that great. Receive 30% more captain's coins for the next 20 spaces. Okay, let's get it. Boom, 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 boom. Yo, what up, blazing? Oh shit, I fucked that one up. No, that's not too bad. Herman. Got the fans. Oof. That one didn't feel too good. Bro, honestly. So, as I had mentioned, I kind of, doing a little bit of place, and thank you for being a member for 1 month. Hunky is dead weight. 100%. Doing a little bit of the ZL Herman trades are redonkulous, dude. Redonkulous. And I'm like, yo, my ZL YSG trades pretty well. And then I was like finally able to see what the ZL Herman does. I was like, fuck, man, I'm missing out. Totally missing out there. So yes, it is time. And part of the reason too for me to do this is because I was waiting for new archers. I don't have another archer commander that's going to synergize well with the open field commander, so I'm most likely going to skip her, although she seems really good to have in your lineup. I don't really know who I'm going to use her with. Like, I don't have an immediate pairing that I can go and say like I can just use. YSG? Or Boudica. Boudica, I think, was also a decent one. It depends on how the healing works, obviously. Consider dumping heads and maxing Gorgo. What? Hunky Garrison main? Wait. Ew, Dawn, no you're not. Come on, bro. Unless Boudica's second makes her broken, which seems unlikely. Where's that? Oh. Where's... Oh. Just broken. That's why they're making changes to it too. I forgot which I did, 4 or 5, but we'll go 5. Dude, I'm not gonna get to 200. I'm getting the shit luck that I have, that I normally have. It's fucking the best. I love it. I love having the worst luck in all of Rise of Kingdoms. If I can get that last 10, at least one. Even with just this, that's about a wheel's worth of commander sculptures, so 4 and 4. Not too bad, not too bad. Ka-chow! Oh, only 13. I'm so close to it. 4 dice tomorrow. Oh, for the sign-in spoils. Ah, yes. Range is good until they catch you. Bro, I don't even care. I just dive. I don't even care about the trades when I see range towers. I just want them off. Get off my lawn. Not a PV, bro. You're talking to the guy. Ooh, that looks good. Haven't seen that in a long time. So if the wifey gets mad, look, it's been a long time, and I got a fair check from YouTube. So I haven't seen 3 goldies like that in a long time that had the Dirty Dan name on it. Noob Dan and Alpaca peanut selection in history yet? What? Skitty with building the ranged empire over there. Oh boy, let's see what we got our Herman up to. So we'll get those last little sculpts tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna be that whaley and go for more. I'm waiting for Scotty. He said he joined the Discord. He just never joined a lobby unless I missed him. I lost my train of thought. Anything else? Oh, and there's also a wheel too. Gonzalo! Oh, vote. This vote. Uh-huh. Yo, vote for me. Oh, I can't even get. I'm not even nominated. What the heck? I'm not sure what the event is. I got you. Peanut definitely deserves it. Tiger definitely deserves it too. That guy went fucking kill crazy. And then of course, the true MVP of this KvK is not listed here, which is Irene, because the builds were just chef's kiss. I do want to give it to G because he's the king. I just feel like I have to do that. Also though, garrison lead and king or our main rally lead. Someone crazy about ZL Herman? Yeah. What's up, Josh? Yeah, damn right. King sucks, you never vote for more. Yeah, Kings never get. I didn't. When this became a thing, I didn't get voted for it either. I was kind of. Quan wasn't amazing. He was our main rally lead. Stormed his rally every time. I gotta give it to the king. But I will tell you this right now: if Irene was on there, she would be getting the vote. The territory was just too good. Well, Peanuts he just got that Henry this KvK, like in the middle of KvK. He didn't have the Henry. Report Syriax. He did rally the most, Blazin. He did rally. Oh, I thought you were being serious about that comment, yo. He's got the troop deceptions. Voted 3 for myself. So selfish. Wait a minute. Wait, who's this? Who are you? I don't even know where that where that thing was. Tiger? That's Tiger. It's Tiger. Or no. Tree to... I'm just gonna butcher that. Always vote for yourself. Artha, welcome to the stream. Welcome back to the stream, I should say. King Wakes, welcome to the stream. 2975 I am in. No one else could have given them three votes. It wasn't G. Maybe it was Quan. Could have been Tiger. I don't think Peanut would give himself 3 votes. Or it was Neil. I don't think it was Arvix, because Arvix has fucking God knows how many people playing on his account. On that account, I should say. Or Miano. I don't know. What makes you eligible for this anyway? Oh, top 20 by candidate score. Gotcha. Been good, Artha. Been good, man. Just grinding away. Being good at the game, yeah. Which I'm clearly not. I don't know if I missed him or not. He did join my Discord. Oh yeah, I want to check out my Herman and see where that dude be at now. Ooh, we can also look at where I'm gonna put that hunter inscription. Let's see. I got a while to max to work on this dude, so 5551 first, right? Not that it's gonna matter, but slowly but surely, my friend. Trying to decide hunter. Seem to only be good at the intangibles, the unquantifiable things about ROK. Honestly though, a huge shout out to Hunky for like the whole cleanup reward, you know, grind, because Hunky was there a lot of the times, and I definitely, this is where I was kind of like, man, I really wish I had my farms, because when you're cleaning up these zones and like people are engaged but not really engaged, just having like a garrison and a bunch of farms by a flag is just like, it's so good. It's so good, because people will then just leave it alone unless it's like a peacemaker, and then boom. So next KvK, I will have my farms. I honestly do miss it too, because like there was a point in time where I was just tired from open fielding, believe it or not, and I didn't want to open field anymore. But what I would have been down for was just pestering people on flags and just filling them and going to another flag that they were trying to, like, people would port around and, you know, attack this flag, attack that flag. It was really fun last KvK when I was doing that to people. Keyboard warriors, vital for kingdom morale. Hunky did great at getting me imprisoned. Was he really part of that, Blazin? Add keyboard warrior onto my job title. Scared them away from front sometimes with it. Oh god. By the way, I was gonna tell you more the other day. I forgot. I think did I leave you? I think I left you. Sorry, I'm the worst. I literally am the worst. I'm working on it though. Where's our chat? Oh, I didn't really leave you, but like that. But and I've told Syriax this too before. As I've kind of like, I have this list of kingdoms in my mind. 2293 has never escaped, especially after this performance. But I don't think, maybe they don't leave after this performance. We'll see. But I told Syriax before, is if Chiz leaves, I'll probably come to 2293. Just because I have like a nice little chunk of friends there. But I just don't. And although I'm not super serious about the stream, I still don't want to stream side by side with Chiz. Just devours views. Devours the views. Mad Mania, what's up, man? Welcome. I feel like he does a good portion. No, but that's what I mean. Yeah. I mean, like during when you're fighting. Ah, there we go. Okay, I think I got Scotty now. I think so too. I mean, you guys are kind of like what 2975 has, but just more depth and a kind of better environment, honestly, for an English player. All right, so I got Scotty on. I haven't talked to him like literally at all, so I'm gonna kind of do some of those in the beginning formalities. I'm gonna kill the music again. Artha, I'm sorry. I know you left before because we were kind of discussing drama, and I didn't have music, and I know you're a big music guy, so I apologize to Artha in advance. So we'll kill the music. We'll bring in Scotty. It's a good song though. I gotta kill them in my mic actually, or in my. Oh no. I can't do it in my headphones. I have to do it from here. Had him for almost 5 years. Forza, what's up, man? Welcome. Okay, so I will bring in Scotty now. Oh shit, wait, no. Move to King's Corner. Hello.
Yo.
Okay. Yes, I can hear you. What's up, man? So you're live on stream right now. Just as a heads up, like you brought you straight on.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, let me just bring your volume up here. Actually, okay, so I have to ask the question first.
All right.
Is it Scotty? Is it Skady? How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, it's the first one.
Scotty. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It was killing me. This whole time. I was trying to figure it out. Chat, let me know as we kind of start diving in a little bit if you can hear Scotty or if his volume is good. So how's it going, man? How you been?
Oh, pretty good. Just had dinner and we won KvK, so
Yeah,
should be happy.
One KvK got which what number star is this for you, by the way?
This is our 6th star.
6 star.
Yeah, I gotta say thanks to our campmates and our allies. Yeah, I mean, they made it happen. And I don't know what I'm going to be talking about in the stream today, but I mean, if you got questions for asking.
Yeah, I don't know either. And just so I just had Skitty on for the first like 45 minutes to an hour. I just did my kind of like second portion. I did Desert Track, so we won't keep it super long because I wasn't planning on staying on much longer anyway. I don't want to keep you either because I know this is just kind of like a on the fly kind of thing. But so I guess we'll kind of like go back and just kind of stay on topic on what I was talking with Skitty about initially, which was just kind of some of the things that were going on with Diplo. Any comments, thoughts on that initial Diplo discussions, like when allies were starting to get picked? I think that's when a lot of like feathers started to get ruffled initially. And speaking of feathers, I have to get your image and the text up here. So any thoughts or comments on what that shit show of a Diplo was? And also I did plug your YouTube channel and the Diplo video, which is public for everyone to see. So
yeah, it was a shit show, but it's all good. I mean, as you know, we had a KvK with 2268 right before this one, and we had 2 KvKs in a row with 770. So, not surprised that things were the way they kind of were. But to us, like, I think it was kind of obvious from the start that we should either ally with. I mean, Wind was the obvious choice that we had to make because it's a sound affair, and we would either take earth or fire. And, I mean, that's what I thought would be fair, but I mean, looking at history, I know there were emotions involved, and
the consensus was that you guys in fire,
yeah, it was
there was no way that you guys were allying.
I honestly, I was fine with allying with them. I'm not sure why they were so against us.
Skitty had mentioned that there was, I guess it was just like a kind of a personal beef. It was like literally one or two players, like one or two people from like your kingdom, and then one or two people from 2268, and it was pretty much just like that was it. Like, we don't like them on the other side, so like we don't want to do this kind of vibe. At least that's what I got from Skitty.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's how the chat went down, but either way, it didn't really matter to me that much until it got a little bit more serious, and then it was pretty obvious then that we should have just allied with the kingdoms that wanted to ally with us.
Fair.
And that's the decision I made, and I mean, that's the KvK that happened.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like I think more so in this KvK that I've ever been a part of, but there seems to be a lot of what ifs in this that came out of this KvK that I just don't think many of them will probably get answered. Who knows down the road, but it doesn't seem like a lot of this will kind of replay itself. Any other general thoughts on the KvK? How did you like it? Obviously, like you said, you've kind of went toe to toe. I think you fought 1770, then you allied with them, and then you fought them again. Any general thoughts on just like, I guess, the KvK experience in general?
Last KvK was good. The first one and this one, we didn't get as much fighting as some people would have wanted. So, I mean, some people are a little bit bored, some might leave, but I don't think I'm anyone to complain about the situation. But yeah, it is what it is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think on that. Okay, so let me ask this because this was a big thing that was going around. If 2748 wasn't there to assist, do you think you guys would have taken Windcamp?
What do you mean?
So there was this whole notion that and I guess this will kind of drive the conversation in the direction of the end game rewards, which Richard from your kingdom, or I guess Rico as he goes as, felt that there was information that was there and available, but he didn't feel like he was at liberty to discuss that, and thought that you would have been a better figure for it. Now, how some of those discussions, and these are discussions that we were having with just people on my stream, there was this notion that if 2748 didn't come to help, or let's say Greenwood Camp, that you guys would have gotten pushed back from Windcamp.
I think we were slightly underdogs versus Windcamp as camp. And if Greenwood wasn't there, I think structurally we could have been pushed back a little bit.
Okay.
But I think that's on an hour or day-to-day basis, and you can never know what's going to happen unless you fight for days or weeks. Or
True.
Yeah.
Which you guys are more than accustomed to, from what I've heard and what I've seen too. I've seen a little bit from you guys in the past as well. I'm friends with obviously me, Hunky. I'm sure you know, friends with GP, Grono, and a bunch of other people that are over there. With you guys. So yeah, we definitely hear the war stories that you guys have, and we know that you guys are definitely a reputable kingdom, and very, very accustomed to fighting those long battles. Was it intended for you guys to to flip flop, or was that just like down on those level 8 passes going into Kingsland? Was it intended to kind of flip flop for Water Camp to jump to the left pass and for Greenwood to take the right pass?
So not at all.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, nothing was really intended. I mean, speaking with the king of 2748, a lot of things just connected right away in terms of tactics and understanding the game. So it's really fluid. It's like if you think you should drop it there, then go for it. And the same for us too, and everything worked out pretty well.
Okay. I honestly, I've been on those sides of discussions before. I honestly hate it. Especially in times where it's like, obviously they're kind of high stress situations when you're fighting and you kind of have to make those decisions pretty quickly. Like I would just honestly rather just tell someone, have someone tell me what to do. And when they're just like, no, whatever you think is best. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, why are you doing this to me?
Oh, it's actually, I think we just respect each other a lot from the start, and we would just kind of respect whatever decision they would make, and they respected our decision too. So I really appreciate that from them.
True.
And yeah, I mean, for what I saw in Diplo, it was just interesting for not just our perspective, but how 2748 and 2975 were about to be pushed into a 2v4. I don't think that made sense either.
I don't think, just given the map layout, like I've seen a couple KvKs now in Alliance Invictus. Like this U-shaped zone is just a disaster. But it's also like extremely fun, but it almost has to be a 2v2 in the zone, because you can't leave one camp alone. And that's what we experienced last KvK in Alliance Invictus, where we had the win camp ally, and at least they were over here, which is like the positional advantage, because you only have the one side to worry about. But even still, I mean, when you're talking about the size and scale of some of these KvKs, like you have at least two alliances per camp almost usually. That's a lot of players that are going to just flood one area. So yeah, I don't think the map lends itself to going a 2v4 setup. It will never work, I don't think.
No, I mean, as much as 2748 and 2975 are strong kingdoms, this population difference, and then it's gonna be very tough with downtime and time progressing with the amount of alliances entering Kingsland.
Yeah, 100.
So it's tough in this kind of setup where almost all camps have a decent A-seed kingdom. I don't think that was a fair call from the start to push 75 and 48 into a 2v4. But for 1824, we obviously allied with 1770 last KvK, and they did a great job with their 4 wall against 68. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, through Diplo talks, we had a preset talk of the better stat takes the final rewards, and that's how we proceeded. They were very cool with it, but unfortunately, I think there were some emotions left because of that, and I think they wanted to fight us because of that situation.
2748 and 2975.
No, I'm saying that win camp.
Wanted
to go against us because of
last KvK. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, won't go into further details with the stats, but yeah, I think that's what happened. And 2268, I'm not sure why they wanted to go against us. I don't think they could acknowledge that they lost to us, because we were a smaller kingdom when they lost to us. I think they were like a 1.3 trillion billion kill point alliance, so it should sting. But I think that's very subjective, and objectively, it could have been a better KvK if we did take sides, but they're all ifs, and I'm kind of happy that I didn't make that choice. Looking at how past 7 unfolded,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a disaster to the zone. So it was to the Kingsland passes. I saw basically a 50 million power account swarming the pass, and they failed to capture the pass right away and couldn't place forwards, and that ended up being. Yeah, I mean, they just lost their Kingsland pass because of that mistake. So,
yeah, we even touched on it too. That the map
power sword pass.
To be fair, Skitty should have kicked him much faster than that guy was kicked because of that new like feature that you have that you can like highlight someone and it jumps you to where they are on the alliance list.
It's tough.
So Skitty, you should have been a little bit quicker on that, my friend. But we were even talking to like this, just the map setup too. Again, like if you go into that top zone, like there probably should be another pass that there's an opportunity to get, because just one pass each is just kind of like it's so tough. All right. And you never want one zone to be a deciding factor in a KvK or in a Kingsland, I should say. But that's exactly what we ended up getting. So yeah, I think that that's one area where like everyone's like, oh, like, and especially myself too, like I really would have loved to see what have happened if Fire Camp just was able to progress into that zone normally, and what we would have been up against on the numbers, because we lost both altar fights before before the zones opened. So that kind of attributes right there that they had the population advantage on us. And yes, when you are allowing the whales to whip out the 6th and 7th marches and stuff, then you're kind of evening the playing field a bit. But even still, like Skitty had said that when they looked at their stats, there was 380 players with main accounts who completed their requirements. Now, that bottom portion, or that bottom half, I should say, it's probably extremely low because they're 45 million power players. But even still, they still had 380 players show up, as opposed to the 40 or so for 2268. But regardless, 380 players is a lot. And I think if you position yourself the right way strategically, you can take on a camp that has an alliance like 2975 in it, which has a fair amount of larger players that are hard to deal with in the field.
Yeah.
So I'm curious as to their on end rewards. I just went through, collected mine, got the 3 coins and all that stuff. I could honestly care less. I got my Autarch. I'm cool. I'm good. But there was a fair amount of people, even in my stream when we were going over the stats. I think this is
of course.
So what was the discussion like for end KvK rewards? Because I think when you look at the stat breakdown, 2975 did have slightly more. And then there was one area on the spreadsheet which granted 1824 a 20% bonus. Is there anything that you don't have to obviously, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you want to divulge into, but I know that there was a fair amount of people that were curious as to how 1824 got the zig.
Yeah, so yeah, 20% right there. It was actually very just quick and simple, the blow from the start when we decide to ally. That because Greenwood and Water won't have any fights until the altar, that will start measuring stats from the altar, from the first war of altar, and until all the level 8 passes are occupied by us. And then we just cut the stats. And we were offered a 20% bonus, and we just gladly accepted it. And I mean, these guys were very cool, just kept their words right away. I'm sure they know they deserved more and they wanted more fights, but the opportunities weren't there. But it's gotta say thanks, and that's pretty much it.
So They just gave the 20% straight. But I also heard too that there was a little bit of like, I'll say poor communication. Or was there ever at any point at all that like the conversation for end rewards like started kind of changing, or the tone started to change? Or was it
No,
just
not at once. It was us. We straight up came up with the deal. We stamped it, and that's what we went with. And I think 2748 didn't get as many fights as us because they were fighting Daybreak.
Yeah.
And same as 2975, we were facing when I think they were the strongest camp this KvK with the most amount of mid spenders.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were put in the position and situation to have a lot of fights. And we had great campmates who actually put in a lot of duds too, which helped our camp to have
Gotcha.
a lot more duds in that area. So all three camps performed about the same, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And without the stat buff, Earth Camp was slightly ahead. But with the stat buff, it just made our stats just much higher. And I mean,
okay. So the question then for, I guess, as people in chat or who are watching the stream will probably want to know why the 20% bonus. So I will try to find that out for you guys. If 2970, was it from 2975 or 2748, or was it just collectively like, hey, here's 20%?
It was a collective thing. It just said, here's 20%. And what I think is that I think we personally underestimated ourselves compared to the two kingdoms, and that's probably how the conversation went in that way. I think they're being very generous to us, being allies with them, and they just kept their words right away, and that's how KvK ended. I know there's a little bit of funny feeling left behind because of how things could have ended, but I'll make sure we return the favor in the future if we're ever put in the position to do so.
Good man. Good man.
I mean, that's the best I could do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like you can't do anything now, right? You know, like KvK is over, like everything was agreed upon, so it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's the right way to approach it. Unless you got some farms that we can zero, Scotty, and I know you got a lot of farms, my friend.
Got a lot of farms, but the resources are all on my main. So.
Just a quick comment on chat. Yes, Maury, Zone 5 wasn't included because, and Scott, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's purely for the reason that Greenwood and Water didn't have Zone 5 fights.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what we went with.
We had to give some type of incentive to get a fair KvK because 2 versus the rest would have been brutal. Hunky's looking for farms to zero. Okay, I think that was honestly like the big glaring question, like when it was revealed that 1824, and even I think after the stream had posted, like there was quite a few people who were like, oh, 2975 robbed, or 1824 blah blah blah. So like I think there was like a decent chunk of people who just kind of wanted to know a little bit more, and also too, I alluded as well there, Jiahan, who is our king, I believe it was him when he was talking about it in chat, when I think I asked too, I think I was the one who asked in the Alliance chat, who was getting the star, and I think he gave the reason too that I think it was actually kind of similar to what you said, that you guys had the harder fights in that Zone 5, like down on that fucking river that you guys are just landlocked in. Although you didn't, like you said, you didn't have the fights, and even GP in our chat was like, oh, they're just city hopping. But I mean, you guys were landlocked there for right up until Kingsland.
I mean, it was fun fighting them in Zone 7 for a bit and the altars, but the rest of the KvK was us and Greenwood both had to wait in Zone 5. It was kind of boring back then, but yeah, I shouldn't be the one complaining. Just say thank you to our allies and campmates for this KvK, and it will be remembered. That's all I can say, I think.
All right. Well, you heard it from the man himself. I'm probably gonna slowly wrap up this stream. Scotty, do you have any other last words on the KvK? Even though you kind of just alluded to them, so if you don't, it's all good. But any last words for the KvK? Any recruiting plug you would like to throw in for 1824?
Appreciate you for mentioning this. I mean, I'll just say thank you to our campmates 2756, our allies 2975 and 2748. What I thought was that during Diplo 2v4 wasn't fair, wasn't a fair push.
Mm-hmm.
I think pre-outline was a little bit victimized. I mean, the two kingdoms are very strong. They're one alliance, whale-ish kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think pushing the two kingdoms into a 2v4 situation sounded very friendly. I'm pretty sure it sounded hostile to them.
Yes, yeah.
And for the kingdoms that were doing Diplo, who invited us 2268, I think you could have taken a better approach into Diplo instead of being hostile to several kingdoms that are key players in this KvK. And I think we could have made a better situation, but for me personally, I had to make a decision to ally with certain kingdoms that were just kinder and had more mannerisms, more respectful.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm happy with the results. So thank you to all the kingdoms and camps that have participated, regardless of the outcome of the KvK. And yeah, hope we can have a better KvK next KvK with more fights.
Amen. Don't we all? Are you guys are open for recruitment? You guys are obviously recruiting players.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're recruiting. We're trying to make a one alliance kingdom now. We're just the normal kingdom, but I think our strength is 24/7 activity. We have a really good balance of players from all time zones. So when other kingdoms sleep, we will make some progress. And I mean, when we're awake a little, we'll get pushed little by little, and
Mm-hmm.
that's basically how we'll proceed with KvK.
And when are you guys doing, you think, one skip and then going back in?
If you want to join a kingdom that is consistent there, yeah, feel free to join. Feel free to message me or any of our fours, and we can get the process started.
There you go. And you guys are looking for quick skip and then going right back in?
Yeah, most likely one skip. Pretty sure we'll get targeted soon, but that's fine. We're ready for our next KvK. And man, I can't wait to get actual fights because there were a lot of city hoppings.
Yeah, and when you have a Kingsland that lasts like 4 or 5 hours, it's kind of a buzzkill.
70
Say that again, Scotty. You broke up a little.
Yeah, I was disagreeing with you. Yeah, it was that Kingsland ended really quickly, but I think it could have been a different KvK if all three camps got into Kingsland, and there's just learning from on here.
Yeah,
No,
I agree. And we'll probably, I think, most likely see you in some kind of matchmaking if we go into the same KvK, because I believe 2975 is also going to do one skip, and then I think we're going right back in. It just seems very trendy of what 2975 likes to do. They don't like to rest, so gotta get the wallet ready, go back in for some more crystal tech, and get the farms and resources ready.
Yeah, sounds good, man. There won't be any pre-allying, but we'll have good conversations, and we'll see what each kingdom or camp wants. So
yeah, that is the fairest way. I don't think that the pre-allying was good for the KvK, but look, it happens. That's why people have friends. They want to play with their friends. It's just that's been my stance on it. It'll still be my stance even if I get put into a KvK where someone pre-allies. It's what's gonna happen. So
It's happened to us, and it's fine. It is what it is. But
yeah, you gotta work with the hand that you're dealt with.
there's other ways around than just trying to get your way in those situations and just putting yourself in a bad spot. Just gotta have a little bit of self-awareness, and I mean things will just brighten up.
Yeah, I agree. And just real quick, shout out to the chat too. Madmania was feeling a little lost. Video is on Scotty's YouTube. Go ahead and check it out. The whole, I don't want to say it's the whole, but a large portion of that beginning Diplo and like all of the slanders and kind of poking down on people. That's where it all occurred. That's where this kind of came from. Just unraveling the drama, and then just also unraveling the aspect of who's getting the star and why. Because there was because we had more stats or whatever. But that's kind of a quick synopsis of the drama, and the video is pretty good if you have some time in your board. But it kind of makes you shake your head pretty quick. So all right, I think that's it. Scotty, I'm going to depart from you here. I'm going to wrap up the stream in a few minutes. I really appreciate you coming on, especially last minute. Be sure to reach out to Scotty if you guys are looking for 24/7 activity in a kingdom with 1824. Scotty, I will catch you later. Thank you for joining again.
Thanks a lot, man.
Bye.
See ya.
All right. Damn, we got 2 for 1 there. I didn't think that was gonna happen, and my thing came back up again. Okay, cool. Oof, that's loud in my ear again. So yeah, we got a nice little 2 for 1 there. We got Skitty and Scotty on. I didn't think I was going to get both of them, to be honest. But really appreciate those guys coming on, taking out some time. Excuse me. Oh my lordy. And just kind of unraveling some of the drama and the madness that was kind of layered underneath this KvK. It wasn't a lot of drama that was kind of out front and center, but it was, again, kind of stuff that was just kind of poking its head here and there to the public eye in a way. And then when you pull back the covers of it, it turns out that there was quite a fair amount, it seemed like, and not so much from the 1824 perspective. I honestly thought that there was going to be a lot more to that when it came to like the whole stats and who got star and all that stuff, but I am quite happy though that there wasn't any bad blood on that, because I think from what 2975 kind of was doing last KvK and kind of some of the way that they approach some of the Diplo talks, I was like, ooh, I hope that doesn't go that way, because we had a really good KvK and I think we redeemed ourselves for some of the shortcomings that we had last KvK when we went 1 verse 14 in Kingsland. So yeah, I am quite happy that things weren't really turning sour during those end reward discussion talks. It seemed like it was otherwise hunky. I don't know. 1824 is a great kingdom, guys. I would definitely move there. Says the 1824 guy. Tesh, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. I like Farmer a lot, but that leadership is horrible, man. Look, it takes, what is it saying? It takes a few bad apples to spoil a bunch. I don't know, but it's something along those lines. But look, I think it all comes down to there's got to be a learning situation in there. Self-reflection. I've definitely had KvKs where I got out of it and I was like, man, I could have done that differently. I don't think I've ever really kind of slandered people too much. There has been a few instances where I got caught, but I learned that quick. I learned that real quick story, and then we'll end the stream. I pretty much called one of the biggest whales, or he actually is kind of one of the biggest whales, still maybe around, but I called him an idiot to my R4, and then my R4 used that against me. This is way back in the day, at the very start of this account. He was the whale of the kingdom, and I called him an idiot, and it made its way back to me. That was what I learned to watch what I say. There's ears everywhere in Rise of Kingdoms, and just be careful. Be careful. There's no need to slay, and like I think it was Skitty who said it too. This is a game at the end of the day. Let's just chill. Let's just chill. Let's everyone chill. It's rewards. It's stuff that's we're never gonna take this anywhere. But I digress. Seriously, boring. Why do you want to fight me, Syriax? What the heck? I never heard of getting a bonus for fighting a hard camp. I'd like an elaboration on that eventually. I will try to find that, Maury. It seems that I'm going to have to go to 2975 to figure that out, or 2748, but how much investigating I do, I cannot promise, but I'll poke around. Never be scared of calling an idiot they need to know. Sometimes they are an idiot. I think in this scenario they were being an idiot, but yeah, it blows back good. Don't have to repeat myself. That is a good way to take it. Yeah, it's easy to say it's just a game when you're on the winning side. I mean, yeah, I haven't been on the losing side much in Rise of Kingdoms, if I'm being completely honest, and I'm knocking on wood right now that you can't see, but yeah, it's nice. Gets Autarch. I don't really care about end reward. And Hunky is probably right on that. I am about to be AFK Dan, because KvK coming to a close, or KvK is at a close. But we'll poke around here and there. I know I kind of fall off pretty hard during these off seasons, but we'll see. I'll try not to. I think that's pretty much all I got, guys. Just want to shout out a couple people. Turtle, thank you for the gifted memberships. I think that was it, and then just a bunch of others who doing their little shout outs for being a member. Blazin, thank you for being a member for a month. I think Hunky was another one. My chat's not going up that far, so let me go see real quick what's going on in the realm of YouTube. What do we got? Who we rating? I'm tired. I is tired, guys. Oh no, don't do that. Nope, don't do that. It's Forza. Forza's been streaming a lot lately. Oh, no way. I don't know any of these people, to be honest. I kind of don't feel comfortable sending them to places, sending chat to places I don't know. It's kind of weird. He's about to be a rated 2268 person. Nah, BP hasn't. I have my freaking thing up again. BP hasn't been streaming for a hot minute. Also, Plato too. I've been meaning to send a message to him. Just be like, hey, everything good, man? But yeah, I guess that's it, guys. Thank y'all so much for coming to chat. Sarcasm. All right, Jesus. All right, I'm tired. I need to go rest and smoke. Thank you all for supporting. Hit the subscribe button if you guys enjoyed. Hit the consider subscribing. Hit the like button for sure. TX, good to see you. Hunky, shut up. Thank you again to Skitty for coming on. Thank you again to Scotty. Shout out to 1394. Shout out to 1824. Shout out to everyone in this KvK, drama or not. It was a pretty good KvK for 2975. We got a fair amount of fighting, so we'll be back some point. Maybe we'll talk about the migration. We have 45 people coming in for our migration, so maybe that'll be the next time we stream. Who knows? Subscribe to the channel to find out. Join the Discord. I updated the link. I love y'all. I'm out. Take care. Have a good one. Later. Peace.